This is the LiveWell Talk on heart and vascular care expansion. I'm Dr. Dustin Arnold, Chief Medical Officer at UnityPoint Health, St. Luke's Hospital. St. Luke's Hospital has been recognized as a leader in the nation as well as in the community for innovation and advanced heart and vascular care. And on Monday this week, St. Luke's announced that they would be expanding a $25 million project to expand heart and vascular care services within the Nassif Heart Center. Joining me today to discuss this expansion and how it will benefit the community and patients, Dr. Richard Kettelkamp, Medical Director of St. Luke's Heart Care Services, and Dr. David Lawrence, Vascular Surgeon with Physicians Clinic of Iowa and St. Luke's Hospital. Welcome, Dr. Kettelkamp, Dr. Lawrence.
Glad to be here.
Yes,
Thanks,
you.
Dustin.
Well, hospitals are constantly expanding and building, and it's like road construction in Iowa. So what is different about this expansion? Dick?
Well, I'll start. It just continues the commitment that St. Luke's has had for providing excellent heart care for the future. The heart care program started over 40 years ago, and they've always been innovative and advancing technologies. There's been a large advance in vascular and cardiac care over the years, and it seems like all the innovations seem to occur there. And so in order to keep up with all that, all the changes that are occurring, St. Luke's is really getting behind it by improving and adding and creating some capital improvements that are really needed for that.
And there's been a lot of advancement in heart care as far as what we call structural heart,
right?
Which, I kind of refer to as minimally invasive heart, so people can understand what's going on.
Sure.
I'm no Sir William Harvey, but I do know that there are blood vessels attached to the heart, and that's why Dr. Lawrence is here. And so there's been a lot of innovation in your specialty as well over the years. So this is kind of going to bring together those two in a single location, one-stop shopping, if you will. Tell us about how you see this benefiting the community, Dr. Lawrence.
Well, I think in terms of peripheral vascular care, in a lot of ways, the innovations that have happened in the cardiac space, the same type of process happened in vascular, but it was compressed into a shorter period of time. And from that standpoint, it's always felt to me like there's been this just continued rapid acceleration of innovation. And the key thing from a vascular standpoint is that we have a single operator that tends to do the minimally and the maximally invasive aspects of our specialty. So because of that, I think we were looking for ways to combine the benefits of minimally invasive or endovascular care with what most people would consider to be regular surgery. And the kind of spaces that are going to be developed as part of this project are really tailored to providing that, in the best way possible. And that's what is generally referred to as a hybrid OR, that allows you to combine, minimally invasive interventions with maximally invasive surgery in a single setting to be most efficient for the care of the patient.
It's kind of like, remember when they went from you would go into the labor and delivery room to birthing suites. They kind of made it more efficient. You stayed in one room. So it's similar in a way that you're making it more patient-centric, more efficient, consolidating subject matter experts in one area of the hospital, one building.
Exactly.
Now, also the technology with pace. I remember putting in permanent pacemakers in the 99, 2000, and some of them had the ability to measure blood glucose because they were putting it in with it,
Mm-hmm.
So, the innovations with pacemaker. Now, there's going to be a second pacemaker lab or electrophysiology lab as well, correct?
Right. And that's a very big area of growth, kind of the couple areas of growth that we see in cardiovascular care. Vascular, obviously, Dr. Lawrence, structural, and then EP or electrophysiology. Those are really big areas where we're seeing an expansion. And part of it's our aging population. That's a big part of this as well. And then, of course, innovation, as Dave was mentioning.
Now, the hybrid, of this OR. Will this allow like same day surgeries more? I know your specialty has advanced. Both of you have advanced tremendously. These same day procedures, patients go home that day, et cetera. Compared to like, I remember when my dad had open heart surgery here. He's like in the top 15. He was here like 2 weeks. He had no complications because that's just what they did back then. Right. And now that's shortened dramatically. Are you going to see this influence length of stay for patients? Will they be able to get home sooner?
Well, currently we're seeing 70% of our heart patients going home the same day.
Vascular about the same, or what do you?
I would say so. From the standpoint of minimally invasive, there's some of the procedures that we would most benefit from a hybrid space often require a one-night stay. But okay. There is a significant percentage of those patients that could go home the same day, but there are some payer model requirements that some of these procedures are just an inpatient-only procedure from a Medicare standpoint, which of course is the majority of our population. If those rules were to be modernized, certainly we could increase that percentage of same-day surgery from that standpoint as well.
Now, the project's $25 million. Which, to simple country doctors like Dr. Lawrence and I, that's a lot of money. I know the vast Kettelkamp fortune, that's, probably insignificant, but that is a lot of money, and that's a big project. How long is it going to last?
How over what period of time are they going to be doing this? It's going to be in 2025.
Okay.
The project will be completed.
And we won't lose any space or have to cut back on any other services during that time.
No, we won't. A lot of this focus has been on invasive and minimally invasive treatments, but there's a real focus on imaging, on our non-invasive vascular imaging and echocardiac imaging and so forth. So there's a real emphasis on that as well.
Excellent.
Yeah, and if I could just add, from an imaging standpoint, this is an opportunity to modernize the equipment that we do use for procedures that right now, while certainly adequate and really excellent, but as there are innovations in technique, there are also innovations in imaging technology, and so this is an opportunity to update to the latest and greatest, if you will.
Always the best. Nothing but the best for you two. That's what I say that all the time. Once again, that was Dr. Richard Kettelkamp and Dr. David Lawrence. Thank you for joining me today to discuss the expansion of heart and vascular services here at St. Luke's. If you'd like more information on St. Luke's Heart and Vascular Care Services, visit unitypoint.org/heartcare. Thank you for listening to LiveWell Talk On. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to subscribe. And if you want to spread the word, please give us a 5-star review and tell your family, friends, neighbors, strangers about our podcast. We're available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Pandora, or wherever you get your podcast. Until next time, be well.